Police Interceptors.
There's one out and running.
A team of highly trained individuals.
Oh, lock you up.
Expert pursuit specialists.
Come on, move.
With top-of-the-range vehicles and an eye in the sky.
One in custody.
This dedicated road crime unit are the pinnacle of policing in South Yorkshire. So sit back, buckle up and start your engines. Coming up, the team tackle a reckless runaway.
Just missed you. He's crashed on by.
A dangerous motorway smash.
Paramedics are just arriving at scene.
And some friendly advice falls on deaf ears.
No, you just listen.
Listen to
Yes, you
everybody,
do.
don't you?
Right, there's the seizure notice. You need to go to Hamilton Mill Police Station.
It's a beautiful spring morning in South Yorkshire. At Interceptors Sheffield HQ, the team are busy giving the once-over to their high-performance motors. Embarrassingly, the day hasn't started too well for PC Craig Bakewell.
I know, I just said that. Where's catch on this?
Officer Mac McInnery lends a helping hand.
It's in there, isn't it? Always look for a professional. Here, I'm not holding it up for you.
The team are soon called into action to help search for a black Vauxhall Insignia that has just sped away from a local unit. The chopper has also been scrambled. Mac, however, has been left playing catch-up after being delayed in the office. South Yorkshire covers around 600 square miles, but the MD 902 Explorer can reach anywhere in the county within 10 minutes. The fleeing car is soon spotted.
It's turning left, coming up to that junction where you lost it. It had gone into the tram car park.
Down on the ground, Mac has his foot down. But he's still well behind his colleagues.
Approaching junction 3.
It's obviously going south.
The Insignia is heading towards the M1, so the rest of Mac's team, that's 7 other cars, quickly try to block all possible routes. At the junction, the bloke behind the wheel spots a police car ahead and slams the car into reverse.
If you are on this failed to stop, you can change channels.
Yeah, 99 is currently reversing back up the carriageway.
The Interceptors are closing in and the desperate driver realises he's in trouble.
Marked vehicles on the roundabout stairway or is approaching. 99 vehicle is currently stopped in traffic. Vehicle stairway or.
2 unmarked vehicles sandwich the car, but the driver has other ideas.
99 is trying to force his way over T-Pike, stand by. Vehicle stairway or.
Despite being boxed in, the driver seems unfazed. But just as they're about to rush in and make the arrest, he manages to ram his way out, damaging 2 police cars before breaking free.
He's forced his way through the T-Pike, he's on the roundabout, he's got rear end damage, currently on the roundabout, stand by for direction change.
Seems the Interceptors are in for a full-blown high-speed pursuit. The 25 grand Insignia is also damaged, the debris dangerously blocking the road.
Come off the vehicle, there's an obstruction in lane 1.
With the Insignia hitting 160 miles per hour, Mac is still struggling to catch up.
Come on! What's up with him?
And he's getting frustrated. The pursuit has now entered the neighbouring county, and the North Mids chopper has also lifted.
You've got 5-4 ahead of you, 31. No, you're just probably we're on with it. Tango 13, vehicle moving to come off the M1 south.
Most pursuits last a few minutes, but this one's already been going on for 20, and the police still have no idea why this guy is fleeing.
Tango 13, vehicle back to Main Street.
The Interceptors must draw on all their training and experience. Mack is only seconds away from catching up.
He's just up ahead, I believe.
Suddenly, the suspect vehicle begins to slow down. A police car tries to block him from the front, but this guy is a past master of escaping. He reverses into a random motorist and then has a close encounter with a fast-moving lorry. This guy has no fear, and his next manoeuvre defies logic as he heads the wrong way down the M1.
Vehicle, wrong way on hard shoulder, heading back up.
We need to get on hard shoulder.
Mack risks facing a head-on collision by blocking the hard shoulder.
It's off at junction 28, still on the hard shoulder.
But the driver has already decided to take the slip road, also the wrong way.
Junction 28, still on the hard shoulder.
Mack tries to head him off at the pass.
So he's here somewhere, Where?
Through the traffic, he's committed A38 towards Derby.
Heavy traffic is slowing the police down, but both choppers still have him in their sights. Amazingly, a passing truck driver takes it upon himself to try some interceptor tactics. But the driver once again manages to weave his way out before crashing into another police car.
Just missed you. It's crashed, stand by. It's pinned in by two lorries, top of junction 28. It's got out, it's back onto the motorway island. A38 on top of junction 28, stand by.
The pursuit is now heading into suburbia and another force's jurisdiction. But just when Mack has finally caught up, Derbyshire police take the decision to abandon the pursuit in the interest of public safety.
Uniform 8 from Excess India, Derbyshire are aborting this pursuit. Confirm and stop your vehicle.
Uniform 8, you are to abort pursuit.
What's happened? We've just been told to abort.
Coming up, the Interceptors get a second chance.
Is he behind us?
There's stash in the attic.
I think you know what's coming now, don't you?
And a cash point confrontation.
I've just seen you driving it.
Oh,
You,
when?
just now.
Coming up, the never-ending pursuit.
We can't get a decent car in front, so we can slow him down.
Rain and wreckage on the M1.
I'd say he's doing about 75 tops.
That's 75.
Tops.
And the Evos take a backseat. Earlier, a man driving a black Vauxhall Insignia had smashed into numerous police vehicles during a 30-minute rampage. The police nearly had him when the pursuit was called off in the interest of public safety as the driver headed into a built-up area.
What's happened? We've just been told to abort because it's getting a bit too hairy, too dangerous.
Just about to possibly
Police choppers continued to track the vehicle.
Stand by, stand by. Almost a collision, not the second. Still on the island, stand by.
When the want-away driver heads back onto the open roads, control once again reauthorises the pursuit.
Go on a third grade, I'm
still on the island, stand by. I am behind this vehicle.
After a blue light parade through the local town, the police are soon back in the hunt. Except for Mack, that is.
It's going back on the M1.
The cunning driver has managed to outfox the Interceptors,
Is he behind us?
making them even more determined to snare their man.
And I take a Charlie 52, 86110.
With guidance from the chopper, Mack is soon back on track. All the Interceptor vehicles are fitted with video cameras. The footage is used as evidence, And this pursuit certainly has all angles covered. But the reckless runaway is still driving at breakneck speed, preventing the Interceptors from executing their stop tactics.
What we're trying to do, we're trying to get a car in front of it so we can slow him down. It's a bit difficult because we're on a dual carriageway and there's cars on the near side and off side. So we can't get a decent car in front so we can slow him down.
99, just be aware when boxed in, this vehicle will take extreme evasive action.
It's a pursuit of epic proportions, but as traffic forces the driver to slow down, police finally seize their opportunity. Two cars sandwich the vehicle. Again he manages to break free, but is left with nowhere to go. He tries ramming the vehicles in front, but the cops aren't going to let him get away this time.
It stopped just before the motorway.
Dealing with it, not myself, so...
Police quickly surround the car. Out of sight of the many cameras, the driver is going down fighting. Police have no option but to taser him with 50,000 volts before putting him to ground.
Yeah, contacted Charlie 56, approaching 838 now.
This guy has some serious explaining to do.
Is it just in front of the truck? If you see the cords on him now, the spikes, that's the taser. So they've had to taser him to restrain him. And he's obviously collided with this vehicle and police vehicle here.
His one-man demolition derby lasted over 40 minutes, involving 2 police forces, 2 choppers and over 20 police vehicles.
What's going to happen now is they've been carted off to a local police station. The car's going to be recovered, and the majority of the police that were involved in the failed to stop now go and have a debrief just to see if there's any learning experiences we can get out of it.
The driver claims the anniversary of a death in the family sparked his moment of motor madness. He pleaded guilty to dangerous driving and faces a hefty ban. The passenger was released without charge.
Nobody's injured. Just slight scratches on lads, I think, that were in the car. But other than that, it's a good conclusion. That's what we need, a good, safe conclusion.
It's the start of the evening shift, and the first thing on the agenda is a cup of tea.
Healthy eating, road crime style. Ack.
We are healthy now. We've turned the corner.
Who's got? You can eat that now. Yeah.
Well, that's Ack, actually.
Come on, tidy
that's your 10%.
Who's got salad tonight?
Phil Ackley at 26 is the youngest member of the team. His colleagues call him Yoff, a local adaptation on the word youth. They soon head out for the evening, hunting in packs. Although single crewed, backup is always close by.
Holding order. Holding order.
Less than a mile away, Craig is tracking a motorbike that the AMPR, short for Automatic Number Plate Recognition System, reads as having no insurance. Craig gets up close and flashes the blues, but the rider evidently doesn't fancy a chat, driving through a bus lane and disappearing off-road and into a field. Craig immediately alerts the rest of the team. The Interceptors quickly surround the field.
He's still riding bike. I'm gonna stop up here. Because if he were travelling this way, he'll want to eventually get back this way, won't he?
With the bike out of sight, Phil parks up.
Stood here, we'll be able to see over the wall onto the field where he's gone. Because I'm not convinced he can get off there easily. I can't say as I've been on there for a long time, but he's going to have to come out either back onto dual carriageway or up here towards us. And if he's on a moped, we'll be able to hear him. In theory, it's a good idea, but at the moment, I can't hear anything. So we'll see what happens.
Light blue water create.
The bike seems to have vanished into the night.
It's not weather for it, is it?
Yeah, I believe those digital creators have not catched
Because looking at that field, if he is on there, engine's off and he's took down. There's no movements on there. Makes you wonder what he's done though, doesn't it? It's a bit excessive to be going off-road and attracting attention to yourself, even if his motorbike's not insured.
Looks like Fields lost out on this one. Just when it seems like game over, control radio's in with some interesting news.
Strangely, we're going to a domestic at the address, and outside the address is the motorbike parked up.
Bizarrely, the bike has been spotted by an officer responding to a call about a couple shouting.
Yeah, come straight to the house, man. See how far down Side Street.
At the house, there's no sign of anyone arguing, but the cops know who lives there, and with the motorbike around the back, there's sure someone's home. The longer it takes to gain entry, the more suspicious the police become. What else are they hiding?
Birds come to window, but she'll be looking for a key, won't she? Or putting him in wardrobe.
I take it there's no entrances right back of it.
Yeah, there is one.
No.
Yeah?
No, you're not you're Matt. Send Ray down, because we want to see him, not you. Send Ray down, because we'll come...
Just want to come to the door, because we know he's in, so he either come and do the door or otherwise.
As you can see, we've knocked on the door and his girlfriend's come to the window, disappeared for a couple of minutes. They've come to the window and said she's going to get changed. She's been told we've come to see boyfriend Ray, but as we can see, no one's coming to the door yet.
Probably because he's in there hiding.
He'll not be able to get at wardrobe, that's the problem. He'll be empty in wardrobe. Here we go. Now then.
All right. Craig.
We need a word with you.
The Interceptors are now as curious about the delaying tactics as they are keen to speak to the motorbike rider. So some of the team head upstairs for a look around, while the biker is taken into the police car for questioning. Back in the flat, there's a rather familiar smell.
Absolutely reeks of cannabis in here.
Put it this way, when we were knocking on the door, you were taking ages to come down, and you were, weren't they? So if he's stashed any anywhere, it's going to save us mucking about getting a drugs dog here. And you don't want a drugs dog in with kids knocking about, do you?
Is there someone in the house?
There's not I know, no.
Make sure there's not something outside that says...
Oh, hang on. Hello.
Interceptor Dave Fields is certain there's something fishy going on.
That's for a loft hatch, which you said you didn't have.
No, I have it, but I don't go up there, you see, I'm not allowed up there, so that's what he's put.
Is there out up in loft?
No, I don't go up there.
You don't go up or there's nothing in there?
I don't go up there, no.
You said earlier to us you didn't have that,
No, I said
which
I
makes
don't
us
go.
even more suspicious.
No, I said I don't go up there. I don't know why he's hidden it.
Are you a torch?
I think you know what's coming now, don't you?
What?
You're under arrest.
I am.
Yeah. Suspicion of cultivation of cannabis. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which will later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Okay.
You knew this was up here, didn't you?
I really didn't know anything's up there.
Would you like to further arrest Ray? Suspicion of cultivation of cannabis. He's got a factory in Loft.
As you can see, we've found quite a neat little setup at the top of the loft. There's 3 fairly mature plants in there.
With 3 huge pungent cannabis plants complete with professional growing equipment, it seems surprising that the girl was unaware. Police can only remove the plants once the electricity board have made it safe. And their prompt arrival leads to another discovery. The meter has been illegally bypassed, giving them free electricity.
Because I'm right in thinking if that fuse box is bypassed, if Oak goes bang upstairs, it's going to set on fire in it and we're going to know about it.
Well, it's you can't make it 100% dead.
Yeah.
It will be morning before the sparks can make the house safe. But with 2 arrests made, even Phil is surprised by the night's turn of events.
It's not what you expect, is it? When Craig first shouts up that he's behind a motorbike and it goes off-road and does one and leads us to arresting 2 for cultivation of cannabis, so it's not what you expect at all. Just shows you, doesn't it?
The biker was charged with no insurance. However, the Crown Prosecution Service decided there was insufficient evidence to charge either him or his girlfriend in regards to the cannabis farm in the attic or the dodgy electricity meter. Coming up, Ange gets assertive.
Listen to me because I haven't finished yet.
A motorway mashup.
It's a fairly substantial damage.
And Tim gets teenagers tipsy.
We are drunk, aren't we, today?
Coming up, the police get an upgrade. Ange gets an earful.
Just calm down.
And Phil is left picking up the pieces.
Things we have to do.
It's a miserable wet evening in Sheffield, and though not deterring the locals, it does reduce incidents of road crime. But an interceptor's job is not just about high-speed pursuits. As the weather goes from bad to worse, PC Dave Field's quiet night is about to change.
Just been contacted by road policing group. They're at an accident and there have just been reports of another accident on the M1 southbound. So I've just been asked to travel down there, see if we can locate any accident and deal with it.
Visibility is atrocious as Dave cautiously heads towards the M1.
So I'll just get there as quickly as we can.
Dave is well aware of the dangers of wet weather driving.
There's a lot of surface water, so aquaplaning is one of the main problems we've got.
He soon spots a couple of vehicles stopped in the fast lane.
XS from Tango Uniform 1. We've got 1 vehicle, possibly 2, stationary in lane 3. We've got Hatos travelling because we're going to need towing capacity.
A car has smashed into the central reservation, but with fast-moving traffic, the first priority must be to make the area safe to work in.
Just trying to get the area safe now. We've got another vehicle coming. They're going to put a roadblock on, a rolling block on. Junction 34 slows the traffic down and gives us more chance and more safety to deal with the incident.
The vehicle's wrecked, but the lucky occupants have been helped to the verge by a brave passing motorist.
This one yours? Do you want to jump in it, mate?
Yeah.
You're not involved in this, are you? No, you just stopped. Yeah. What I'm going to do, after this car, if you can just move it onto hard shoulder, get it over as quick as you can, leave your hazards on, rear fogs, and then we'll decide what we're doing with that one. It's a fairly substantial damage, so we could do with cordoning off, sending traffic over the top.
Right.
We've got people, we've got car in lane 3, and we've got injured in over the crash barrier on the near side.
Right.
With the rolling block now in place, an ambulance is on the scene, attention turns to the casualties.
Paramedics are just arriving at scene, so hopefully the next few minutes we'll know exactly what we've got, and that'll determine how we're going to deal with this incident.
No, it went press it that way. It's just when I moved back up.
Keep your head still though, keep your head looking straight forward.
The passenger has smashed the windscreen with his head, but he's on his feet and he seems to be okay. The driver has no obvious external injuries, but the paramedics are taking no chances.
Back down on 3, 1, 2, 3 down. Thank you.
The investigation as to what happened can now begin, and it seems that there were two cars travelling together. Dave questions the other driver.
That phone from reality when I was doing about 65, mate.
Right. You're not going to get in any trouble. So the reason I'm asking you is the faster you're going, the more injuries you're going to have. So if we know a rough speed, exact speed, if they were caning it, we're not bothered.
I'd say he was doing about 75 tops.
About 75?
Tops.
Whatever caused the crash, the impact was enough to rip a 3-foot square piece of concrete from the crash barrier before spinning across 3 lanes of busy traffic into the central reservation. Both occupants are very lucky to have survived. The paramedics expect both to make a full recovery. Dave can now leave the clean-up operation to the Highways Agency and get back on patrol.
The vehicle will be recovered from the motorway, it'll be open, and then it'll just be investigated at a later time once the injuries have been sorted.
The police Interceptors are famous for their top-of-the-range rally cars. But today, they've got some serious competition. Their Lotus Evora has a top speed of 168 miles per hour. Not even the Insignia VXR can keep up with this supercar. Sadly, however, it isn't part of the fleet, but on loan to the police and fire brigade for use in a joint road safety campaign, which today is taking place at Meadowhall, Sheffield's main shopping centre.
Try again. 30.
Leading the initiative is Interceptor Tim Scothen.
It's quite unusual to use a supercar to bring home a road safety message or a speed campaign. But what we're finding is that it works because we're bringing on the young driver. And the young driver's coming to look at us, so we get to talk to him about speed.
The Lotus is certainly attracting attention.
And altering that way that a young driver sees the car, and the fact that it's a tool that they can speed around and have fun in, it's not. And it's the message we're trying to get across is to be safe.
The Interceptors use the latest technology to get their message across. A computer driving simulator and a pair of beer goggles.
These are beer goggles, and of course one of the reasons why we're here is to obviously we're looking at obviously young people who still drink driving, still the problems with drink driving. So we're going to put some goggles on and just give you a bit of an idea of the effects of what it's like to be under the influence of alcohol. Yeah. Okay, you're looking through the eyes of a drunk driver or a drug driver now.
Oh my giddy.
So when you see these on the television doing what they call fit tests, to make sure you're all right, what we're going to do is heel to toe with your hands down your side, and try and walk along the black line for me, heel to toe. So along the black line, can you make the black line? Are we on the black line?
Is that the black line?
So doing all right. Oh, we're getting a bit wobbly now, the legs are going, we're jittery. We're hitching across. Lack of balance now, is the balance there? Oh, we're on the step. We are drunk, aren't we, today? There you go, so we'll take the glasses off then.
Me.
So a nice bit of fun there. How did that feel?
Weird.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get in a car, that's for sure.
So you can imagine what you're seeing, and what you're feeling is through the eyes of a drink driver. So that's where you get people who you see who get arrested for drink driving and end up losing the licence.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
That's how they're trying to drive a car in that condition.
The gaming generation are a dab hand when it comes to playing on the driving simulator. But when wearing the beer goggles, even the most cautious of drivers ends up pranging their virtual motor.
It's not very good driving with them goggles on.
Hopefully, a lesson learnt.
Crash straight into railings.
It illustrated how well he drove on the simulator when he was sober, and then when we made him drunk through the glasses, obviously he started veering off all and ended up crashing.
With hundreds of teenagers engaged, the road safety initiative has certainly proved worthwhile. The only downside being the Interceptors now have to wave goodbye to their new best friend, the Lotus Evora. Officer Ange Salou is one of 3 females on the team who together seized over 800 vehicles from illegal drivers in 2010 alone. Tonight, Ange is patrolling the Sheffield City Ring Road. It's not long before a car pings the ANPR as having no insurance. Ange hits the gas.
It's come up here.
She's soon behind the suspect vehicle, a couple with a young child.
It's a stop up near HSBC Bank B in order. Hello, are you alright? Super, is it your vehicle?
Yeah.
Have you got your driving documents on you? No problem. Don't you just take your engine off and just come and join me? I just need to verify your documents. I just want to jump it back from around that side. Thank you. The reason I stopped, it's not coming up that there's any insurance for the vehicle. All right.
Yeah.
Have you got any insurance for it?
I have, yeah.
Who's it with?
Marks and Spencer's.
Right, okay.
Meanwhile, fellow Interceptor Dave turns up to see what's going down. The driver reckons he has insurance with Marks and Sparks, but Ange has to be sure, and that means calling MIB, the Motor Insurance Bureau.
Hello, it's PC Salou from South Yorkshire Police. I'm just ringing up to verify a policy, please, that I've just stopped a gentleman. It's coming up as no insurance held on PNC, but he says he has a policy with yourself. No problem.
It's been cancelled.
Okay then, no problem.
Basically.
All right then, thank you.
Turns out it's not just any old insurance, it's not even Marks and Spencer's insurance, it's no insurance, and he's not happy.
If you're not listen, right, well listen, right, but unfortunately for whatever reason that's something that you'll have to take up with Marks and Spencer's insurance. But at this moment in time, that policy, she's telling me, is cancelled. So unfortunately, I will be seizing that vehicle today. All right? Yeah. And no, I'll be seizing the vehicle, and what I'll be doing is that because I've seized it, it's to prevent any further offences. No. And that vehicle is seized. I've seized that vehicle from now because you're driving it on a road without any insurance. Right? You can stand at this. Just calm down. You need to right. You just need to calm down a little bit and sort it out. Where's the car keys? That's fine. You can stand next to it at the side of the road. That's fine. All right. Calm down.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Just go calm down.
The law clearly states that if your car has no insurance, your car gets seized.
I've got no knowledge that car's not insured, so don't talk anymore.
Just listen to me a minute. You'll need to take your driving licence stuff to the police station with South Yorkshire, which is the easiest one for you.
I did it about 2
yeah, but you'll need
weeks
it for
ago.
this stuff. Which one's the easiest one?
I'll do it at Magistrate.
No, you need to take it to a police station, Hamilton Road. I'll give you the option for Hamilton Road then.
No, I'll go at Magistrates. I won't be going to any cop shop.
Well, you'll not get your car back then, will you?
I don't want it back. Keep it. Keep it. It's going to cost me 400 quid to get it through MOT anyway. Have it.
Can't do that because it's not yours, isn't it? It's down to...
He might be gobby, but nothing's going to stop Ange getting her paperwork done.
Just hang on a minute, I need to give you these pieces of paper. This one's here, the seizure notice. All right.
Right. Can you just post it to me?
No, you can take it with you now. Do you want to sign it or not? Well, you don't have to sign it. Right, well, you wait, because I'll be giving these.
When you grab that,
this is the... Right, well, just wait, because you need to listen.
No,
you just listen.
No, I'm listening to anybody.
Yes, you do.
I don't choose
right,
to.
this is the seizure notice. You need to go to Hamilton Road Police Station with driving licence, insurance and proof of ownership within 7 days from midnight tonight.
Dave is also a part-time referee. Surely it's only a matter of time before he gets out his red card.
Driving licence until...
Poor Ange continues to show the patience of a saint.
She'll write, just listen. She'll write the date there, and then you've got 28 days from that date to pay the fine of £200 to the address there. If you don't agree with it and you want to take the matter to court,
I am taking it to court.
Well, listen to what I'm saying to you then, and then you'll know what you need to do.
Well, I didn't need to hear all that.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
because I have a duty to tell you.
Well, it's my duty
to
trial by jury.
If you want to take it to court, you fill out part 3 and send it to the address there.
That's all right.
Either way, within 28 days
though,
today's
will it?
date. Do you want to sign there
Is
for your
this a
signature?
criminal offence?
Do you want to sign there?
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
Is this a criminal
Listen
offence?
to me, because I haven't finished yet. Do you want to sign there for your licence so when they can verify it against you or not?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay, not a problem. So do you understand what you need to do?
Is this a criminal offence?
You're driving without insurance, it's a motoring offence, isn't it?
Is it a criminal offence?
There you go,
And have I got a right
Thank
to
you very
accept-
much.
Can you answer me a question?
It wasn't easy, but Anne just finally got her message across.
All right, so I know you're upset about it, and I know it's whatever's happened. That's
I've said
between.
what I need to say.
That's
I've
fine.
got no knowledge that this car
That's
isn't
fine. Well, that's
insured.
between you and Marks and Spencer's, isn't it? Yeah. You're going to have to ring them up and sort it out. Unfortunately, we can only deal with the information that we've got. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
I have to have a trial by jury.
They've got a very young baby in the car, and there's no insurance. I'm sure that they will agree that that is the most precious cargo that they could have with them in the vehicle. If they had an accident, be it their fault or somebody else's fault, and that child needed care for the rest of its life, that's one of the reasons that you've got insurance, and obviously you're going to have to sort that out. He's obviously got a few issues with the police, but that's the sort of thing that I unfortunately get on a daily basis, and to be fair, I'm not bothered by it. I'm sure somebody else will be exactly the same. He's obviously having a bad day. It's one of them things.
The guy was true to his word and failed to take his documents to the local police station and was duly summoned to court for no insurance. Coming up, a driver in denial.
I've just seen you just driven past me in the opposite direction.
Coming up, Phil plans a radical new police tactic.
We could throw them out, couldn't we? If we get a stolen car, we'll throw them out at car.
In the last year, South Yorkshire Interceptors handed out nearly 5,000 fixed penalty notices. So when dodgy motorists spot an Evo, they'll often do their best to avoid confrontation. PC Craig Bakewell is out patrolling around Rotherham. The AMPR alerts him to a passing vehicle that has no record of insurance.
Just a car going the other way that's got no insurance on it. Just have a look at it. Just look for a Astra passing you, Sierra 605.
The suspect vehicle was turned into a petrol station.
Still. It's all right, I've got it in garage on Fitzwilliam.
There's no one in the driving seat and the passenger is remaining tight-lipped.
What's his name? Pardon? Your mate? Pardon?
Which one?
The driver, him. What's his name?
Hmm?
What's his name? You don't know? You're in a car with him, but you don't know his name. Pardon? Say again.
So she doesn't know who the driver is. Likely story. Craig's already spotted the culprit at the cash machine.
All right, mate. Is that your car?
No.
Whose car is it then?
Eh?
Whose car is it then?
I don't know.
I've just seen you driving it.
Who?
You.
When?
Just now.
No, me, mate, no.
Come on.
Yeah.
Have you finished the machine?
Yeah, I finished, yeah.
All right.
He reckons he wasn't driving and it's not even his car.
Just get the keys out of it for me.
Right?
Sounds like this guy has something to hide.
Your keys.
You can't take them out, mate.
Pardon?
You can't take them out?
You can't take them out?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I said you can.
take them.
You can take them.
Yeah.
These your house keys, are they?
Eh?
Are these your house keys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
If he wasn't driving, then how come his house keys are attached to the car keys?
My friend is just going. He's just
You what, sorry?
My friend is going shop.
I think he's saying he's not a driver, but we just see him drive past us, so we'll see what crack is with him. See who he is and everything. I need to speak to him about his driving. I need to speak to him about his driving.
She's overly concerned to say she doesn't know him.
Can you ask him why I take my name?
Because I've just seen you driving that car.
It's not me. I told you.
It is you.
Someone is driving.
Pardon? It's not you, is it?
No.
Are you sure?
Amazingly, he's still denying he was driving.
Right, let's get it straight now, right? I've just seen you just driven past me in the opposite direction, and I've just seen you driving that car going in the opposite direction to me.
I was in backside.
No, you weren't.
My friend is going there. I can tell you his name and everything.
What's his name then?
He's now claiming it was an imaginary friend at the wheel.
Where is he?
He just parking, I go check him bank. I was try taking me and my girlfriend taking back home.
With fellow Interceptor PC Carl Bullivant arriving, Craig has an idea.
This car's just gone past me in the direction. He's saying he isn't the driver. He says somebody else is the driver. He's walked off. I'm happy it is him, but he's going to say if you can check the CCTV. Yeah. See if he's got out and walked. When I've come, he's just been at bank machine. Yeah. So he got out and walked straight to the bank machine. Right.
Peter Andre lookalike, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Bully goes to check the garage's CCTV. Result: it's all on camera. The video clearly shows the lad driving into the station and going to the cash machine. Seems the lad and the young girl must both have suffered a temporary loss of memory.
Unequivocal evidence of that man driving that vehicle onto this forecourt, getting out of the driver's seat and walking away.
Thank you.
Let's see him try and get out of this one. Unbelievable. He's still saying it's not him.
But my colleague there has just checked it, and he says he's viewed it. Listen to it. He's viewed it, and it shows you getting out of that car and walking to that cash machine.
Maybe the guy's got an identical twin who wears identical clothes. Maybe not. Craig has all the evidence he needs to charge him, and the real reason for his lying becomes clear. As well as having no insurance, he only has a provisional licence. Not that he's ready to admit it.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Oh, you see me in the car. I thought you said
I've seen you driving, and that CCTV in there shows you driving.
So in the
just
court,
sign that box there, please.
They're gonna let me see it.
You know how long you'll be?
Despite all his excuses, the Peter Andre lookalike and his mysterious girl will be walking home this evening.
He's saying at first he's not a driver. He says the lad who was driver's walked off. I'm happy it was him driving when he's gone past us. So we're going to get a car recovered. He's only got a provisional licence, and I don't think he's got any insurance. I'm sure he hasn't got any insurance. So we'll get knocked off for that. Is that everything?
Oh, Michael, we time to keep killing.
Oh, sorry. What is for you?
The lad was fined a total of £150 and given 6 points on his licence. Though the Interceptors are highly trained pursuit drivers, clearing the streets of South Yorkshire can take on a more literal, mundane meaning. Late evening, and Phil is out in the unmarked Ford Focus.
Stop here. There's lots of shiny things in the road. Someone's put them out to puncture somebody's tyres. This is the glamorous part of the job. They are, yeah. They've got sharp ends on them, sharp rivets. You see them there? So I don't know if somebody's planning something, but they'll certainly puncture people's tyres, those. Looks like I've got the job of picking them all up, doesn't it? Yes, I have, mate. I've got to pick these up, though. If anyone drives over them, they'll get a puncture. Look at this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, 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 stop. You won't go to a job, will you?
Even Phil doesn't recognise Tim in the unmarked Seat Leon, who has come to give him a helping hand.
I'm nervous that someone might have done it to drive off in a cop car.
Driving a cop car?
And people with flat tyres.
With the clear-up complete, it's time to get back to the job of catching criminals.
Cheers, dude.
And Phil has a cunning plan.
We could throw them out, couldn't we? If we get a stolen car, we'll throw them out at Carrington and puncture the tyres. The things we have to do. It's riveting.
Well, it made me chuckle. And our 8 o'clock heroes tomorrow are still growing into their superhero capes. That's because they're still in training. The new series Submarine School kicks off at the brilliantly planned time of 8. Don't miss it. Next up, the new series of The Restaurant Inspector continues.